We'll build the navbar for our plug template. So the first thing we're gonna do here is to make a presentation for the navbar. We can go to this one right here, to this slide. As we can see from this image here, we have a navbar brand and a list. We will copy the navbar from this link right here. We will delete the form and just keep the the link and the home. We don't need a drop down. And then we will add the navbar brand with SVG and the name. As you can see from here, we have SVG and a name. We have a list on the right side. We can find that inside the link right here. For the UL, we have a class of navbar nav me auto, margin bottom of 2 and margin bottom large of 0. That means that I have a navbar nav. And I have margin E of auto, which is margin right of auto. That stands that I will make the list occupy right space as much as possible. We want to make it occupy left space as much as possible. So instead of ME auto, we will add MS auto, which is margin left of auto. It was here, but when I add margin left of auto or margin start of auto, which is MS auto, I will make it occupy the left side as much as possible. So it will go from here to here. And now let's know how we can do that in our source code. We can go to this part right here. Okay, that's good. And then what we can do after this part, we will delete the hello world from here. Okay, this one will be for the plug template. And then we can just type here home page, because this is the home page. And as you can see from here, let's just delete the hello world. We have the starter template right here, which is for the offline version. Okay. We can just go here and see what we have inside this version. Okay, as you can see from here, we have the navbar as I told you, and when the screen is smaller than the largest screen, we can find this one collapsing, which is the navbar will be collapsed. We can try to make it larger, and here, this is the largest screen. When it goes smaller than it, we can find the navbar collapsed, which is the basic one for the navbar. The navbar in the Bootstrap classes is collapsing from the largest screen, minimizing from the less than the largest screen. We can go to the link we visited inside the presentation. We can just try to make this one larger a little bit. Documents. Okay. And then we can just go to the components. Then we can check out the navbar. Okay, we will just visit the support content. And then we're gonna copy this one. Copy. And then we can paste it right here. Okay, so here we have the navbar. Let's check out first what we have right here. Inside our live version, we can just make it larger to see it uncollapsed. Didn't we save? What's the problem? I think we got something wrong here. I think it's the wrong file. Yeah, this is for this to be the index. I'm sorry for that. Index. Okay, so here we have navbar. As I told you, the first thing we will delete here is the form. So let's go and delete the form from here. Where are you, form? Okay, this is the form. We will delete it. Let's save and go back here, reload. So here we don't have the form, and as I told you again, we will delete the drop down and disabled so we can keep just the home and the link. Let's go here. Okay, where is the drop down? Is the disabled? These two. Now let's check out what we have right here. Okay, so here we just have the home and the link. Let's add the SVG and also your name instead of this navbar. Okay, so here inside the folder you have a file which is called SVG. You can find inside it all of the SVG we will use for this template. We will copy this SVG, copy, and then we can just, instead of this navbar, we can add some space and paste. This has the width and the height of 26. And then after this SVG, we will type your name. And then we can just save, go back here, reload. So here we have your name and the SVG. The last thing that we will do for this part is to make the list on the right side instead of the left side. As I told you, we will remove the ME auto, which stands for margin end. The end stands for right. And we will replace it with the MS auto, which is margin start, which is margin left of auto. The battery is low. Okay, so here, after this part, we can just go here. Where can we find it? We can find it here. As I told you, inside the UL. Instead of ME, we will make it MS. Okay, we'll delete this one. Let's now save and go back here. So, here we got this on the right side from the screen. And now, after we did that, let's know how we can make it collapse it with not the large screen. We have here less than the large screen. Okay, this is now collapsed. From here, navbar expand large. This means that it will expand starting from the large screen. I want to make it expand from let's try the small screen. Because as you know here, we don't have enough list item to be worried about it. Let's save, go back here, reload. So this is uncollapsed, and when we make the screen smaller, and when we reach the small screen, this will be collapsed. As you can see from here, now we are done from the navbar. In the next video, we will give a presentation to this section, which I call the introduction section. And then we will code it. So, good luck and have fun.